Hi, Chef Randy again. We're going to do something today that is that also a lot of people in South Louisiana like pan-fried chicken. Of course, we like pan-fried everything. Huh? I mean, when in doubt, fry it, right? But at my restaurant called Randolph's in Golden Meadow, of course, I had it for 20-some odd years, but it's been closed since '81. I'm sorry, since 2001. I went into the restaurant in '81. We had a Sunday after church dinner crowd, and they wanted this blue plate special that my dad had been serving certainly the 40 years before I came around, and it was, you would get a small bowl of gumbo, not a cup, a small bowl, and then these big, they were at least this size, but they were real thick, 3-compartment plates. You get a little salad in the top left, you get a vegetable in the top right, bottom right would be the starch, and then the bottom left would be the fried chicken, and it would always be a quarter of fried chicken. And then after that, they get a dessert. So if you came in to eat, you get 3 courses. When I stopped it, I probably was getting $12.95 for it. If I'd be doing it today, I'd be getting about $15.95 for it. Okay, but it's sold like hotcakes. I would do 220, 230 of these for lunch on Sunday. So now we couldn't use the deep fryers for that, because I was also selling fried fish, and you know, I needed it for fries and other things. So a lady that worked for us for over 50 years, 54 years, Miss Louise, she's my godmother, my nanny, second mother to me for sure. She fried all the chicken, but in 3 big cast iron pots on the stove, much bigger than the cast iron I used for the braise or the stew. About at least a size and a half bigger than that. And she would put about maybe 2.5, 3 inches of oil in there. And she put 8 to 10 quarters of chicken, and she'd always be rolling them around. We seasoned that chicken along with the orders of fried chicken that we served. They were cut a little bit differently. We cut a chicken into a 12-piece cut. So 6 pieces for a half a fried chicken. Seasoned that the same way we did the Sunday chicken, and the Sunday chicken always tasted better. But we would do that order of fried chicken in the deep fryer. I wonder if you could tell me why the pan-fried chicken always tasted better. I'll tell you. It's because it touches the bottom of the pan, and when that happens, it's a special caramelization. Okay, it really is. It just makes it taste better. So I know a lot of people use batters and a 3-compartment battering kind of thing with flour and maybe egg white. No, we didn't do it that way. Simply, and we did it for 60 years like this. We would put a little bit of, get this, white distilled vinegar. Nothing fancy, the $1.59 a gallon stuff, okay? So white distilled vinegar, about, I don't know, this, a couple of teaspoons, some granulated garlic, some pepper, and some salt. And then this would rest somewhere a little while, you know. And you have to eat chicken with the skin, huh? Come on. Come on. Eating chicken without the skin, why eat chicken? You know, I'm not saying you can eat it every day, but if you're gonna eat it the way you're supposed to eat it. Eat it right, okay? And chicken is meant, fried chicken is meant to be eaten with the skin on. And then we would simply dust it, you know, make sure the skin is on nice and tight. And then we dust it in a little flour. How simple is that? All right. I might keep that aside. Normally I would let it sit in the marinade for about 5 or 10 minutes. Now what is that vinegar going to do? You're going to see when you eat it. You know, what's great about flavorings, it's contrast. And what happens here is, and throughout your cooking history, you're always going to try to balance acids and sugars, okay? Well, when you caramelize something, you bring the sweetness out of it. You're caramelizing the sugar. So a little bit of acid makes it just a little bit more complex. And it makes it a little bit more pleasing. You know, it's not going to be very bitter or anything. Like, you're just going to taste it and go, man, what is that? You may not be able to understand what it is, but that's what it is. It's just a little bit of acid that makes the chicken taste a little bit more complex. So, I have some fire here. Let's see if it's ready. Yep, it's ready. So, skin side down. And skin side down. How much oil was that? I don't know, maybe about a 1/4 inch of oil. And what's important is that you flip it over a lot, okay? Because you want an even golden brown, yeah? When I first came to the school to teach, the first, I think the second year I was here, we were doing a big fundraiser, and it was called Bite of the Arts, and we always had a distinguished visiting chef. It's called DVCs. Culinary schools get them all the time for special functions. And this one particular year, we got a certified master chef by the name of Edward Leonard. At the time, Ed was the executive chef at he was the executive chef at Westchester Country Club in Rye, New York. Today, he is the executive chef of the Polo Club in Boca Raton, Florida. He's also served 2 terms as National American Culinary Federation president. So he came in, he was going to be with us for about a week, 7, 8 days. And he was giving master classes during the day to our students on various things. And then at night, me and another culinary instructor by the name of Carol Gunter, we were instructed by the dean to take him out to New Orleans, to take him out to eat. You know, and they gave us a credit card. So we went to eat at, you know, Commander's Palace, and one night, the next night, we went to eat at Brightson's. One night, we went to eat at the Polo Club. We were eating the best at New Orleans, not the Polo Club, but it's that place in the back of the Pelican Club, Richard Hughes' restaurant. So we were eating sort of high on the hog. And on the way back, you know, Chef Ed is kind of he's soft-spoken, quiet. I'd ask him how did you like it? Was it good? And he said, yeah, that was quite nice. That was the most I could get out of it. Really, we need a plate and some paper towel. That's the most I could get out of it. Was yeah, oh, that was good. Yeah, it was good. But he wouldn't say anything more about it. So anyway, the event that we were doing was on a Monday. So we started, we got into the kitchen with the students on some on Friday afternoon, and then afterwards we would take them to eat locally. And then on Saturday we were there all day, and I took them out. On Sunday, the day before the event, we had a lot to catch up on, a lot to do. So Carol said, Randy said, we don't have time to take them out. You're going to have to cook them something. Let's cook dinner for them. Cooking dinner for a certified master chef. You don't think I was intimidated? So I went and looked around. I found the chicken. I found some potatoes. I found some green peas in the freezer. I found some pearl onions. So you better like pan-fried chicken with whipped potatoes and peas with pearl onions. That's all I can say. And that's what I cooked for him. And so the three of us sat down to eat dinner. And after he was finished, he pushed his plate away. And he said, "You guys have been taking me to some restaurants that I've been dreaming about going to, that I've only read about. New Orleans is such a great eating city." I said, "I really want to thank you for that, because it made my day." And I know when you asked me how I like things, I wasn't too forthcoming. This is because I was thinking about what I experienced on the plate on the ride home. And I was noticing that in almost every case, sometimes they missed an opportunity. They missed an opportunity to bring flavor to the plate. That's how his mind works, you know. He said, but all those meals were very, very good. He says, but I got to tell you one thing. The best meal I've had since I've been in Louisiana is this right here. I looked at Carol like he was nuts. He said, "Chef, that fried chicken was absolutely, it was greaseless. It was seasoned so nice. Very nice seasoning. It was moist, crispy on the outside." He said the cream potatoes were just so buttery and fluffy. And I said, "Well, yeah, those are Joel Robichon's potatoes." He says, "I knew I tasted that before." That was a big compliment to me. He said, "But then the peas and pearl onions, you took time with the pearl onions to, saute them in a little butter, get some color on them, a little caramelization before adding the peas, and it really made that side dish. It was so good. You didn't miss any opportunity to bring flavor to that plate. So I want to thank you for cooking me one of the top 10 meals I've ever had, I think. That was delicious. Frankly, I thought he hit his head on something. Okay, I thought he was nuts. A couple of years later, he invited me to, in case you don't know it, people hire me out for singing gigs and everything. So he asked me to come and sing the national anthem at the national convention. So there was going to be 5,000 chefs there. And at the General Assembly, they're all wearing chef whites. It's kind of strange to look out at an audience of 5,000 chefs. And he got up to introduce me. He said, "I want to introduce the man to you that he's going to sing the national anthem. He's a great singer, but he's also a great chef. And because he cooked a meal for me that I swear ranks in the top 10 I've ever had. So if you want to know about fried chicken, you need to talk to Chef Randy Cheramie." And I came on and I sang the national anthem. For the next 5 days of the convention, I was inundated with people bothering me about how to fry chicken. I said, "Good God, y'all are chefs, for crying out loud. How do you not know this?" You know? And it just got to be overwhelming. And he did it a few more times. Hey, stop it. You hear me? Stop telling people about me and my fried chicken. I ain't making no money on this. All they're doing is bothering me. And that's a true story. So, and this is how we get our chicken at Randolph's. It's a light coating on the exterior. It's very crisp. On the interior, it's going to be really moist and flavorful. And you're going to taste that seasoning. You're going to go, "Man, what is that? What is that?" It's just like when you make a bechamel sauce, you know. When you make a bechamel sauce, you're going to learn in sauce class that bechamel takes a little bit of cinnamon. But when you taste bechamel, you should be going, "What is that? Could it be nutmeg?" It's not nutmeg! No. Subtlety, all right? When's it ready? I don't know. I do this by judgment, okay? When it's golden brown, okay? I like like the way they're looking now. I think a couple of more minutes will do it. We shall see. These are supremes of chicken. Okay, that's the same cut you'll fry at the time. In other words, the only bone in it is the little drumette. Okay, it's got the skin on, and that's a fancy way of doing chicken. It's a classical cut of chicken, actually. Usually the meat on the drum is French, and you just see a raw bone. I don't know why they had these that weren't French, but I took them anyway. No big deal. I know people have been known to do the same thing to pork chops. Just like what I did there. Not a bad way to eat pork chops. Every now and then, you know, you can treat yourself. I eat fried chicken probably once a month, you know. Popeyes is a style of fried chicken that is wet battered and it's put into hot oil. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like a thick coating. Some people do. I understand that. And you may like that too, but first you're going to eat this. And you can maybe do what you want. Add it. I want you to experience this fried chicken first. So I think it's just about done. I already can tell that it's crisp. How long was that? I don't know. Maybe 10, 12 minutes for this size chicken. If it was larger pieces, you got to be careful, like with leg quarters and you know, thighs and drumsticks. They take a little bit longer to cook, but yeah. And what would I serve with this? Well, in the old days, before the pandemic, we would serve this with candied yams. And these candied yams were ridiculously sweet, but very good with lots of butter in them. And of course, everybody wanted the recipe for it after class. But it was another dish I'd been doing at my restaurant for quite some time. I'll give you all the recipes if you want to do it, because it's like that the chicken and waffles thing, where it's, you got sweet and savory, you got sweet with savory, sweet with salty and savory. It kind of goes good together. It's like when you were a kid and you were going to the movies, and you ate some popcorn, and then you ate some candy, some chocolate candy, and a little bit more popcorn. That was pretty good, yeah? So, you hear that? That's Christmas, baby. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect.